Let's try this shit again. It's 1850 in the Army time, or 6:50 p.m. on January 18th, 2019. I was trying to do this way earlier, but I had to really settle down because today's been hecka busy. This week been hecka busy. Not talking about the off days. 'Cause off days been cool. It's been hecka busy in regards to um, work. At the same time, realization that I need to find another, plus way. I don't like using the word job. So what I need to do is push my craft extra harder to make something happen with that. And that's real, because I can't do another 9 to 5 job. Period. So, with that, though, ladies and gents, we're about to go ahead and start this podcast. You guys probably could tell I do have a cold and things of that nature. Getting over it. And it's got it since Sunday. And, nose congested, things of that nature. And whatever. But other than that, I'm good. I'm good. Just tired. Just real tired. Been leading some crews over on my job, and they got me doing that since Wednesday. I'm looking like, yo, when I come to work, I'm not trying to lead no crews or whatever, if I'm not really feeling it. And I want to tell my peoples, like, y'all need to stop doing that because y'all don't have people to lead crews because y'all just keep doing the same thing that the other company did. Fired the wrong individuals, and then you got dumbasses that don't know how to step up to the plate. Or, they seem afraid to do some things, whatever, and stuff like that, so they don't, step up. So, I'll just keep it real. Just keep it real. See some folks at my job that can easily do what they need to do, but they don't step up. So that's the sad thing about that right there. Nevertheless, though, thank you guys for today's podcast. It's going to be a quick one of things of that nature. I'm not going to keep it far too long. It's going to keep it simple. And I always go push on. Like I said before, still fighting cold. So I'm trying to not stay up as much and things of that nature. Especially my nose being stopped up. That sucks. But it has been raining in Cali the past 4 days, so... And it's been chilly in the following mornings as well, too, going through this year. So I already knew it was bound for me to be like, you're going to catch a cold. Let's start. So, before we even start, today's... we are in week 111, if I'm not mistaken. I have to find it. Yeah, we're in week 111, sessions 541 to 545 for January 14th to the 18th of this week of 2019. So let's go with the first post. Blessed Mondays, January 14th, 2019. I said the rain is always a reminder to enjoy life through the midst of the storm, so help us grow in life. When the rain hit, it's just like what life is. And things, because you gotta remember, we go have the rain falling, you go through the storm. When storms come, they give you life lessons, they teach you things that you need to learn and stuff like that. Most folks don't see it like that. Most folks see, it's taking L's and stuff like that. It's like, no, you're not taking the L or anything. You're just learning and growing from what has been happening. And the thing is, we don't see it that way because our perception and our reality in which we are in dictates how we react to things. Good example of a situation at work or whatever about some crap that happened a previous week and things of that nature and stuff like that. But the way that it was kind of presented, I was like, okay, I see the fakeness and I see the woo. And I thought to myself, I was saying, you know what? I ain't going to trip off about any of this crap that's going on, because at the end of the day, this is going to pass and a new day is going to come. on the horizon. So that's how we got to look at it, ladies and gents. We got to look at life like that. When you get a storm, it comes your way. That storm is usually testing you to see how far you're going to go. It's actually growing you to be into a better person, a better wisdom. Certain older people, and the reason I say certain, because not every older person has some wisdom like that. Most of them are still dumbasses, so I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. But most older people that do have wisdom have it because they've been through the storms, they've been through the mist, so they have to get through the fires and come out to the pain and whatever in order to give each and every one of us game that we need to hear. So let's continue. So on January 15, 2019, on the Grand Tuesdays, I said the strongest survive when they have to face the battles that breaks them down the most. Once the storm is gone, the strongest will come out on top of every lesson learned. Reason why I've been saying storm for this week, because it's been raining. We had like a nice little rainstorm, California needs and the things of that nature with the fires that we had last year and all of the types of stuff. So we need the rain, need the water, need the fresh air and stuff. Which is another factor that some folks get sick, because sometimes we have them damn little planes that be flying over spraying that bullshit and whatever. And so that kind of contributes to, folks getting all congested, clogged up. And once the air gets cleared, then, most folks get sick or whatever, because you're getting clean air to your system as opposed to pollution type of air. But other than that, like I said, the strongest survive when they have to face the strongest battles. And you notice that for a whole lot of people. You notice we see folks that have been through some shit, and you think to themselves, or, they say to them like, damn, like, you been through that. Like, what happened? And then, they just let you know, like, hey, I faced the toughest battles in my life. So I got through them, and guess what? A new day came over the horizon. So that's how it has to be, When you go through the toughest battles and toughest storms, you come out on top. And then you can tell folks your testimony how you came out on top. And that's how life really is. Like I said before, most folks don't see it that way. Most folks see it as another way of, just really understanding that, hey, life is meant to be joy. At the same time, life is going to give you some lessons you're not going to want to learn. But at the end of the day, it's got to continue to push, got to continue to make things happen. Let's continue. So, Motivational Wednesdays. January 16, 2019. The reason why I was laughing, because Wednesday was the day with everything. Just like, bro, this is supposed to be a crazy week. I'm like, yeah, I know. Other than that, though, your circumstances should not stop you from living a better life. Your circumstances should encourage you to have a better life, period. Period. Whatever circumstance you're going through right now, even through the new year, guess what? You have a better opportunity and better chance to change it. Once you do change that circumstance, you are able to overcome any challenge that comes your way. Once you're able to do that, then guess what happens, ladies and gents? You tend to start living a better life. You guys hear me, like I've been saying my other part of my podcast and things of that nature, how I've been doing radio shows and still doing the podcasts and things of that nature, still making music albums or whatever. And the reason is because I'm working on my crafts. I'm working on all the things that I do, despite different circumstances of, of life and what it gives. I'm using those circumstances and challenges to go ahead and better me to be something else greater. And that's what most of y'all need to do. But most of y'all don't want to do that because y'all are afraid to move on. Don't be afraid to move. Whatever circumstance you're facing, use it to your advantage. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be bigger than what you ever dream of. So let's continue. On January 17, 2019, Daily Tips Thursdays. Practice kindness. Practice patience. This was a big one for me yesterday. Because at work, almost I went off on some folks that wear certain titles. And you guys know how I feel about people that wear a certain title over at a slave mentality type of job. But them folks with titles don't really show what kind of work that they actually do. But I had taught myself, and I remember reading some Bible scriptures too, and the funny thing, I was like, okay, practice kindness, practice patience. And trust me, on Thursday yesterday, my patience was tested for real. It's really tested. And then I just remember the post I posted. I said, dude, you going to talk about this on Friday's podcast. I said, dude, you talk about practice kindness, practice patience. Like, dude, you got to live going by your words. It was kind of tough. There's such little situations. I was like, woo, and I was like, okay, This we're gonna practice it. We're gonna practice it. That's what you guys need to do. In life, you're gonna have folks that's gonna say stupid shit. In life, you're gonna have folks go do stupid things. So what you need to do is continue to practice the patience and practice the kindness and just practice everything that makes you to a better person. Because if you don't practice any of that, trust me, you'll just be like everybody else, doing the same things. And that's not cool at all. So practice those two. Practice kindness and patience, and it'll take you to a long way. Trust me on that. And today's post, Boss Status Fridays, January 18, 2019. Stop talking about how many years you've done a certain task and just let folks see your experience by your actions, not your mouth. I know a whole lot of managers that talk that talk. General managers as well too. Oh, I've been working at such and such for about 20 whatever plus years, and I look like, okay, cool. I said, compare my 6 years at working at to your whatever. I said, I got more leverage on you now than what you had back in the day. Why? Because I know how to back up my work, because I know the type of work that I'm doing, as opposed to somebody that talks that talk, but you see where they work, they don't know how to work for their actions. So, ladies and gents, if you're one of those type of people that be like, oh, I've done this type of skill for type of years and things of that nature, I mean, in a prideful manner, I'm not talking about, when somebody just like asks, how many years you've been doing this. No, I'm talking about when you just let it be known, like, oh, I've done this and done this and woo. When nobody had asked you, that means you need to shut the fuck up and not say anything and just stay humble. But when you don't stay humble, you let your mouth run too much and everything like that, like running water on the faucet, guess what? Your ass will get exposed because you don't put in the work that you talked about you did a couple years ago or many years ago. So this is to those that need to shut the fuck up, keep your mouth closed, and don't open it up if you talk about you work certain things over something years. Well, all you need to do is let your workflow and your experience show itself. Once it shows itself, then folks will be like, okay, this cat has done this for a cool minute. Not, oh, I've done this, but when one of your peoples is actually for help and you don't bother to help, or you get this stupid ass mantra, work smarter, not harder. I'll call that the lazy people syndrome. The reason why I call that the lazy people syndrome is because it's a certain way I work is smarter and not harder, but at the same time, you can do both at the same time, but be very effective at how you do it. Hell, take a look at America. You got a dumbass in the office right now. What he's doing, he's working smarter, not harder. And really doing a damn good job fucking it up too. Yeah, you guys know how I get down on my podcast. I'm gonna say some real shit that's gonna perk your ears up. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. You guys should already know that about the past 2.5 years or longer now, since I've been doing the podcast, especially last year. Actually, especially the year before last year, when the podcast really was lit and every word was just do. But I keep it real with you guys because we go through the real experience. I don't post these posts each and every week just to be posting up for likes. I post up because I know folks and see on a daily basis that there are folks that's going through the type of shit we talk about each and every fucking week. So I know exactly what I'm talking about in a humble manner. But other than that, though, I thank you guys for tuning into today's podcast. For tonight's podcast, I am about to go ahead and lay down because my nose is really like clogged up and things, and I need to get it unclogged. And I got to be back at, the slave mentality tomorrow. 9-to-5 job, that's why I call it slave mentality. Why? Because you're doing the same bullshit each and every day, expecting a different result, which you can't make a different result if you climb up the ladder. But once you see the bullshit on the hierarchy going down, that's when you know it's all bad. Other than that, though, thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you guys on Tuesday when we do the beach podcast, things of that nature. At the same time, I want to talk about the website. Nah, about some other time. Other than that, though, ladies and gents, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. One love. Your boy, Chinchilla Q, is out. Peace.